What's up everyone, my name is Zach and here we are with a new installment for this week, and that's going to be top 5 underrated horror films. Now some of these films might be critically buzzed or audience buzzed and have really high praises on Rotten Tomatoes. For me, I wanted to talk about these films because I find these films to be very unique and I don't think a lot of people have seen them. So if you're one of those people who are kind of looking around, I want to find a new horror film I've never seen before, check this list out. If you're looking for what my favorite underrated films are, that's going to be right here as well. So let's get into it. Before we get into the actual list, I just want to go over some honorable mentions really fast. First, The Guest, directed by Adam Wingard. The Guest, I didn't put in the list, and it was really close to being there. The Guest was really close to being in my top 5, but the reason I didn't put it in there is because I necessarily don't consider this film a horror film, even though it has some horror vibes. I don't want to consider it a full horror film. I feel like it's more of an action thriller with some horror vibes in there because of Adam Wingard. So that's why I didn't necessarily throw it into this list. I still really enjoy The Guest, and it's a film that I think you guys should check out. Of course, I also have Ouija Origins of Evil and Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat's a cult classic. It's an anthology kind of series movie. It's very worth seeing. I love Sam, the main little icon from that movie. I'm not going to really talk much about it. It's one of those films that if you've never seen it, go check that out. And Ouija Origins of Evil, I put that in there because it does get critical buzz. But I find that film to be fucking amazing, especially coming off a first movie that was horrible and making a prequel sequel that was 10 times better. I loved everything they did about it. A little too long, had too many endings, but I thought they did a phenomenal job scaring the shit out of me in some scenes and not relying on jump scares all the time. And for me, I didn't think it got a lot of buzz. I think people should go check that one out because the first movie's so bad. I think people should check out the second one. Now we come to my list, and at number 5, I'm gonna be talking about It Follows. It Follows is actually on Netflix right now, so if you have Netflix, go check it out. If you don't, you can probably find it at Redbox or something. But It Follows pretty much contains about one girl who one night she meets this guy, has sex with him. Next day he gets chloroformed her and tells her, hey, this thing's gonna start following you. The only way to get rid of it is to go have sex with another person and let them know to go have sex with another person and just keep doing this. That's the concept. It's pretty much AIDS with ghosts. And it fucking sucks. And I really love It Follows. I love the way it was shot, the cinematography in there. It's an indie film movie. I love the soundtrack especially. I don't know exactly what time period this takes place because it doesn't really tell you. It kind of feels like it's futuristic, but sometimes it doesn't. But I love It Follows for just the one concept of what it is so terrifying. It can look like anyone. And just the concept of it being around sex and having to be like an STD but with a ghost is so unique to my feeling. I don't think it's the scariest movie ever. It does have some really good jump scares in there, and it does carry a very heavy atmosphere, and it makes you think a lot. But I like that for this horror film. I feel like it's very different and it's very psychological. Psychological in the sense of it's unique, and I appreciate those indie horror films, and that's why I'm going to have it at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is a film that, when I first saw it, I didn't know what to think of it. I thought it was alright. Then I saw it again. I loved it even more. And every time I've seen this film, or every time I think about this film, it gets more and more and more high up on my list, and that's gonna be The Witch. I find The Witch to be psychologically fucked up in the head. It's so disturbing, makes you get goosebumps just by watching the film. Some people might call this film boring, but I find it to be intriguing, psychologically fucked up, and messes you up and makes you think about the film. Randomly, I will start thinking about Black Phillip. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You start thinking about just the witches in general and just this intrigue of what this family is going through. And I have to praise the director, Robert Eggers, on this. He crafted such a low budget but horrifying just concept, and the way he shot the film, again, beautiful. The ending's a little iffy for me, but I think the score and the bombacity through it is so powerful. And just there's some scenes in here that just build and build and build up and just make you nerves and your hairs just all the way up. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this because there's one scene in particular that when you see it, you're gonna feel the same way. You're gonna get goosebumps. You're just gonna be on the edge of your seat and you're not gonna know what's gonna be happening. At number 3 is gonna be You're Next. I really love this film. It has those action feels in it. Like this movie has a lot more horror elements than The Guest did. That's why I decided to put You're Next in there. I just love the intrigue of these people. You don't know why they're there. They're killing everyone in this family party, and they have all these masters, a pig, a sheep, and you don't know what's happening, but it's intense. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're running around, not knowing what's gonna happen. And it's just, you get this super badass girl who's kind of like an Ash Williams. Clumsy, but she knows what the fuck she's fighting for, and I love that aspect of the film. There's a lot of great jump scares in there. There's a lot of intrigue and making you just cheer. It's a really fun film to watch with your friends and cheer as it goes on. It's one of those films that I didn't think got a lot of buzz, and I actually missed it in the theaters. The only reason I saw it is I saw it at a cheap movie store once, and I was like, I'm gonna pick that up. Finally watched it, and I freaking love it. Every time I see it, it's one of those films I like to go back to and watch because I love all the twists and turns they have in the film. film and all the elements of it. Coming in at number 2 is possibly one of the most atmospheric, claustrophobic movies I've ever watched, and I don't think a lot of people have heard of it. The Descent. This film, the first 45 minutes is all so claustrophobic. It's just about these girls going on a trip into these cave climbing and all this, and then when something bad happens, they get stuck in the cave. There might be monsters, there might be something in the cave, but they all gotta get out. And just the way that Neil Marshall directs this film. I mean, he's directed episodes of Game of Thrones. He's gonna be directing the upcoming Hellboy reboot. This is the reason I'm super excited for that Hellboy reboot, because The Descent is so fucked up. And it is so gory, so mesmerizing. Lots of twists and turns, very edge of your seat scary. Not a lot of jump scares, but it's all that atmospheric that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? What this film does to you, and it's very intriguing to that, and I totally love that Neil Marshall did that with this film. Sent out of all these films, if you're gonna check one out first, I probably recommend that. That's the easiest one I think anyone can get into and enjoy. It's not an indie film. It's a film that came out in like 2006, and I think just brushed over and no one really thought of it. I finally heard of it like 2 years ago as John Campea was talking about it, and ever since then I totally love the guy for doing that, because I think The Descent is beautiful. See, The Descent right there, and it's really bloody right there. Can't tell. Really, really great film. This is actually one of the films that I didn't even care if it was on Blu-ray. I just wanted to find it. Coming in at number 1 is probably going to be one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite horror films of all time. And the reason I say this is not the generic horror film. This is a film that either you love it or you hate it. I know a lot of people that don't like this film, and I know a lot of people that love this film, but it's going to be, let me let the book speak for itself. The Babadook. Yes, I have the legit Babadook book. A pop-up book, isn't necessarily, but I love the Babadook so much. I got the pop-up book of it. I find it intriguing. I find it scary, and I find this film psychologically fucked up. I find this creature of the Babadook so intriguing that I love to see it. I can even do the voice. Babadook. Maybe it's not totally spot on, but I love this film so much. The kid actor in here I think is so great. Essie Williams, I was so pissed when she didn't get nominated. I thought she deserved it, but something happened where I guess she wasn't qualified for it, which sucks. But I love the direction that the director took for this. And it's a female director and a female lead, just phenomenally there. This film is so scary because it makes you think stuff's there, but you don't. It's a thinking movie because everyone has their own thoughts of what the ending means and what the whole movie ends. Is it real? Is it fake? It all has that, is what is going on. And the Babadook itself is just an intriguing concept that some people might think, oh, you could have done it better. But I think it's phenomenal in here. This is one of my favorite movies. It's psychologically fucked up. It fucks me up every time I watch this film. I love showing people this film. And of course, I mean, I have the book. I have a legit copy of the Babadook book. This book was scary. It was worth getting, and I'm so happy. You guys need to check out the Babadook. It's on Netflix. I think it's on Hulu, and I know you for sure you can rent it on Amazon Prime. It's a very well done movie, and I think this is a film that, even though you might not be into it, it's a film that I think you should check out just to see if you are. Not jump scares. It's very psychological horror. There's no jump scares in it. It can be a little slow, but it's one of those films that once it builds up to the ending, you're going to be cheering, and you're just going to be like amazed and a little feel like fucked up inside. Other than that, guys, that is my top 5 underrated horror films. What do you guys think? Have you guys seen some of these films? Have you not? If you've missed out on any of these, go check them out. I promise you, you're gonna really like them. But other than that, guys, comment down below if you think I missed an underrated horror film. I mean, this was my list, but I know everyone has their own kind of five favorite horror films out there, but this is an underrated list. So please comment down below what your guys' 5 underrated horror films are, or maybe put some down that you guys think I should check out. I'm really excited to talk about this with you guys. I love horror films in general. Halloween's coming up. We got some It coming out as well. We got Mother, which I cannot wait to see. I'm not checking out the trailer for that. I just want to go in and be amazed by that film. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys like this, and if you guys want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, stay classy.